This week, South Korea saw the successful fourth launch for its homegrown Nuri rocket at Gyeonggi County, Jeollanam-do Province. The launch on Thursday carries much significance for various reasons. To discuss this further, we have our correspondent An Sung-jin with us in the studio today. Welcome, Sung-jin.
Thank you for having me, Sujin.
So can you start us off by walking us through some of the key takeaways for this fourth mission?
Right, the Nuri rocket this time was launched at Thursday at 1:13 a.m. Now, the reason why I do want to highlight this is because it was the first time that the Nuri rocket was launched in the middle of the night. Now, the time a rocket launches is not arbitrary and is determined by several critical factors, but if we look at previous launches, the first launch was at 5 p.m., the second launch was at 4 p.m., the third launch was at 6:24 p.m., and Thursday's fourth launch, which was initially set for 12:35 a.m., was pushed to 1:13 a.m. Now, you might ask why during the nighttime? The main objective is to conduct a scientific research on the space environment in high-latitude regions by observing faint auroras and airglow, which is why the fourth launch time was set for the very early morning. Now, another element that has to be pointed out is that unlike previous launches, which were led by the government, this fourth Nuri launch is the first to be prepared as a public-private joint mission, with the private sector taking the lead and the government providing support. The collaboration between the public and private sectors for this launch involves the Korea Aerospace Research Institute overseeing the manufacturing and assembly of the Nuri rocket, while ensuring the smooth transfer of technology. KARI's priority is ensuring the mission's scientific success and validating the rocket's enhanced performance with its primary goal of successfully placing all 13 satellites. Hanwha Aerospace took the lead in the entire production process, including manufacturing, the launch vehicle, final assembly, and managing the participating component suppliers.
And because this is such a major milestone, so there was a lot of excitement around this, so how did the general public react to this?
Right, so before the launch, we obviously saw much excitement from the Korean people. Citizens had gathered by nearby Space Observatory to witness such a major national endeavor. Despite the cold, visitors had gathered early on, setting up their tripods to catch such a rare moment. Now, immediately after the launch, citizens cheered and applauded after witnessing such a major national achievement. Despite the late hour, the cold weather, and a delay of about 20 minutes, unwavering enthusiasm created a good atmosphere.
So, Sung-jin, what does this suggest for the future of South Korea's aerospace industry?
Right, so the Lee Jae-myung administration had already pledged to invest in the aerospace industry of South Korea, more specifically the space-independent research. And this launch will be seen as South Korea formally entering the global commercial space market, positioning itself to compete with established private players like SpaceX. Now, that being said, South Korea may seem like it's still taking baby steps, as the latest launch happened nearly 3 years after the last one. The cumulative number of launches, it's still small. But the number of countries that have developed a launched and rocket with their own domestic technology is limited. And based on this capability, South Korea would take place as the 7th country in the world to develop its own space launch vehicle. With the success of the fourth mission, Seoul could solidify its position as one of the top 7 space powers in the world. And even further beyond that, the country is looking to develop a lunar lander scheduled for 2032.
So it looks like there's a lot to look forward to. So thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today, Sung-jin.
It was a pleasure to be here, Sujin.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 엔진 점화.